In the grand tapestry of existence, a delicate and often perilous dance unfolds between all living things. We, as a species, have long considered ourselves at the apex, the masters of our domain. Yet the natural world is filled with reminders of our vulnerability, of forces far older and more persistent than our own civilizations. Today, we're counting down the animals responsible for the most human deaths each year. This is not a list of monsters with teeth and claws, but a look into the complex and often microscopic ways in which life interacts, sometimes with fatal consequences for us. The creatures we fear most, the great sharks patrolling the oceans, the powerful lions of the savannah, rarely make such lists. Their danger is immediate, visceral, and captivating. But statistically, they are not our greatest threats. The true dangers are often silent, overlooked, and intimately woven into the very fabric of our daily lives and environments. They operate on a scale so small or in a manner so familiar that we can forget the immense power they wield over our health and survival. Prepare yourselves for a journey into a world where size is no measure of lethality. Some of these may surprise you. The narratives of predator and prey are far more intricate than we often imagine. We will explore the subtle assassins, the unwitting vectors, and even look inward to confront a creature whose capacity for harm is unparalleled. This is a story of survival, of biology, and of the astonishing and sometimes terrifying interconnectedness of life on our planet. Our countdown begins not in the deep jungle or the vast ocean, but in the calm, quiet waters of freshwater rivers, lakes, and ponds across the tropics. Here lives an unassuming mollusk, the freshwater snail. It moves with a serene slowness, grazing on algae, seemingly a benign and harmless part of the ecosystem. It possesses no venom, no teeth to speak of, no overt aggression. Yet, this humble creature is an accessory to hundreds of thousands of human deaths each year, making it one of the most dangerous animals on Earth. The snail itself is not the killer. Instead, it serves as an essential intermediary host for a parasitic flatworm of the genus Schistosoma. Microscopic larvae released from the snails swim freely in the water, seeking out their next host. When people bathe, wash clothes, or simply wade through this contaminated water, the parasites penetrate their skin. It is a silent invasion, often going completely unnoticed in the moment. This is how the devastating disease, schistosomiasis or bilharzia, begins its insidious work within the human body. Once inside, the parasites mature, mate, and lay thousands of eggs. It is the body's reaction to these eggs that causes the chronic and debilitating illness. The eggs can become lodged in the liver, bladder, and intestines, leading to severe inflammation, organ damage, and in many cases, a slow and painful death from complications like bladder cancer or liver failure. For millions, a simple daily interaction with water becomes a life-threatening gamble, all because of the role played by this small, shelled creature. For millennia, we have called them man's best friend. The domestic dog shares our homes, our lives, and our history. They are companions, protectors, and beloved family members across the globe. Their loyalty is legendary. It is a deeply unsettling thought, then, to find them on this list, responsible for tens of thousands of human fatalities annually. The danger they pose is not born of the inherent wildness we see in wolves, but from a terrifying disease that can transform a trusted friend into an agent of death: rabies. The vast majority of dog-related fatalities are not the result of vicious, unprovoked attacks from powerful breeds, though such incidents do occur. The true global threat comes from the rabies virus, a neurological disease transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal, most commonly through a bite. In many parts of the world, particularly in Asia and Africa, large populations of stray or free-roaming dogs, often unvaccinated, create a constant reservoir for the virus. A single bite from a rabid animal is a medical emergency. Without immediate and proper post-exposure treatment, the rabies virus is nearly 100% fatal once symptoms appear. It travels through the nervous system to the brain, causing horrific symptoms like delirium, hydrophobia, an intense fear of water, and eventually paralysis, coma, and death. It is a tragic and terrifying end, made all the more poignant because it is delivered by an animal we have bred for companionship. The failure is not the dog's, but ours, in not managing vaccination and public health, turning a potential friend into a vector for one of nature's most feared diseases. They are creatures of myth and legend, symbols of fear and fascination in cultures worldwide. Snakes. Their limbless, serpentine form, their unblinking stare, and for many their ability to deliver a swift, fatal dose of venom, places them deep within our primal consciousness as a thing to be feared. This fear, it turns out, is well-founded. Venomous snake bites are a major yet often neglected public health crisis, claiming well over 100,000 lives every single year and leaving hundreds of thousands more with permanent disabilities like amputation. The most dangerous encounters occur not with snake-charming enthusiasts or reckless adventurers, but with ordinary people going about their daily lives. Farmers working in fields, children walking to school, families sleeping on the floor in rural homes. These are the most common victims. In many tropical and subtropical regions of Africa, Asia, and Latin America, deadly snakes like cobras, vipers, and mambas live in close proximity to human settlements. An accidental step in the wrong place at dusk can have catastrophic consequences. The challenge is compounded by what is often called the geography of poverty. The communities most at risk are frequently those with the least access to medical care. Effective anti-venom exists, but it can be expensive, require refrigeration, and may not be available at the local clinic, if one exists at all. The time it takes to travel to a distant hospital is time the venom has to wreak havoc on the body, destroying tissue, shutting down the nervous system, or preventing blood from clotting. It is a race against time that for far too many is lost before it can even begin. In our search for the planet's deadliest animal, we must now turn the lens of inquiry away from the wild and towards the mirror, for the creature responsible for the second highest number of human deaths each year is, unequivocally, us, Homo sapiens. With an estimated 400,000 to 500,000 intentional homicides annually, we are brutally efficient killers of our own kind. This number, staggering as it is, doesn't even begin to capture the full scope of the lethality we inflict upon ourselves through organized conflict, warfare, and reckless negligence. No other animal on Earth wages war on the scale that we do. We have developed technologies of destruction with a chilling ingenuity, capable of ending lives from a distance or eradicating entire populations in an instant. The history of the 20th century alone is a testament to this, with wars and genocides causing deaths numbering in the tens of millions. Our conflicts are not merely for territory or resources in the biological sense. They are driven by ideology, politics, and hatred. Abstract concepts that have fueled the most tangible and devastating violence imaginable. Beyond direct violence, our actions and inventions create countless other lethal hazards. Vehicle accidents, industrial pollution, the consequences of our changing climate, all contribute to a death toll that no other species could possibly inflict. We are a paradox, a species of immense creativity, compassion, and intelligence, yet also one with an unparalleled capacity for self-destruction. The greatest threat to a human being has so often been and continues to be another human being. It is a sobering and fundamental truth of our existence on this planet. We arrive at the top of our list, at the undisputed deadliest animal in the world. It is not the largest, nor the strongest, nor the most venomous. It is a creature so fragile a casual swat can end its life. It is the mosquito. This tiny, delicate insect, with its whining hum and irritating bite, is responsible for more human deaths than all other animals on this list combined. Estimates suggest that mosquitoes cause between 725,000 and 1 million human fatalities every single year. They are, without question, humanity's greatest natural predator. Like the snail, the mosquito is a vector, a biological syringe that transmits a host of devastating pathogens from one host to another. The female mosquito requires a blood meal to develop her eggs, and it is in this act that the danger lies. With her proboscis, she can transmit malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, West Nile virus, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Of these, malaria remains the most prolific killer, a parasitic disease that claims the life of a child under the age of 5 nearly every single minute. The scale of this crisis is almost impossible to comprehend. For millennia, the mosquito has shaped human history, determining where cities could be built, thwarting armies and confining millions to cycles of poverty and disease. While we have developed tools to fight back, bed nets, insecticides, and medicines, the mosquito is a relentless and adaptable foe. It evolves resistance, exploits changes in our environment, and continues its reign as the single greatest threat to human life in the animal kingdom. A tiny insect wielding the power of microscopic pathogens has brought our species to its knees time and time again. As you can see, the most dangerous animals aren't always the ones you expect. The creatures of our nightmares, the sharks and bears and lions, are responsible for a mere fraction of the deaths caused by the tiny, the overlooked, and the familiar. The mosquito, the snail, the dog, and even ourselves. These are the true heavyweights in the struggle for survival. Their danger is not always in a direct, violent confrontation, but in the subtle, complex web of disease, ecology, and behavior that connects all life on Earth. This exploration is not meant to inspire fear, but rather a profound respect and a deeper understanding. It highlights the critical importance of public health, of environmental stewardship, and of scientific research. The battles against malaria, rabies, and schistosomiasis are fought not with weapons, but with knowledge, vaccines, and infrastructure. Understanding these threats is the first and most crucial step towards mitigating them and protecting our communities from these silent killers that live among us. The world is a magnificent and intricate place, but it is not without its perils. By learning about the true nature of these dangers, we empower ourselves to make safer choices for ourselves and for our families. Be aware of your environment, support public health initiatives, and travel with knowledge. The story of life is one of constant adaptation and challenge. Stay informed and stay safe.